guys, welcome back to the channel. I have what I find is a very exciting topic today. Something that I often hear when I'm working with patients on health goals is a very limited amount of resources that prevents them from getting to their goals. So if you think about it, we've got so much going on in our lives. We have our careers or our work. We have our family, we have our friends, and then we're trying to add on top of that, making sure that we're taking care of ourselves, which could be considered a full-time job on top of that. And we have a limited amount of resources devoted to all of those things. But here's the key. It's not that we necessarily need more resources. It's that we're not using what we have and allocating it appropriately. So stick around and I'll go over what those 3 resources are and give you some things to think about as far as, are you spending them the way that you want to be? I just have to say real quickly before we get going, sorry if you hear a baby babbling in the background this entire time. My daughter was my audience while creating this video for you. So I'll try to cut as much of it out as possible, but sorry if you're hearing her talk because she's chatty today. Okay, so the first resource is time. And in my opinion, this resource is the most important. And the reason that is because it's fixed. We are not able to create any more time in our day. We all are allotted our 24 hours, and it really comes down to how we are spending those hours and minutes. I just want you to sit here for a minute and think about, how are you spending yours? Both on work days and free days, where is your time going? One of the best ways that you can get a handle or a grasp on where you're spending your time is doing a time audit. So it's where you sit down and list out everything that you do during the day. And so that might look like from midnight to 7, sleeping, and then from 7 to 8, getting ready and making breakfast, and then really get very detailed on how much time you are spending on every little thing. And that's including those miscellaneous activities that kind of sneak in throughout the day. Scrolling on Facebook, watching the news, or being sucked into a TV show, having to stop a task to do other tasks, whether it's your kids interrupting you or coworkers or employees interrupting you. Where is all of your minutes of the day going? Really sit down and do a time audit for 1 or 2 days to get a handle on where that time is going. And then once you've done that tracking for a day or 2, sit down and review it. Go back and look at where you are spending the majority of your time, or even these little precious minutes that could be devoted towards something else. Is it getting wasted on something? And really ask yourself honestly, answer this question honestly, is that how you want to be spending your time? So for me, when I have thought about the ways that I want to spend my time, my top priorities are making sure I have time for exercise every day, making sure I have time to prepare healthy meals for myself and my family every day, making sure I am spending quality time with my husband and my children every day. And that quality time doesn't have to be long periods. That quality time can be very short. Taking care of my mental health is included in my time needs. So that means getting to meditate, getting to do thought work. A huge piece of this is also rest. I do not schedule anything during the hours that I want to be sleeping. And I also make sure that I am scheduling not to be working in the several hours prior to bed, because for me personally, I just can't shut off my brain. And that means I go to bed just thinking about work. And it might not be in a negative way. It might just be I'm excited about what I'm doing, but I still can't shut my brain off. I love creating. I love thinking about ways to help people get healthier, ways to incorporate healthier things into life. So a big chunk of my day is focus time for creating. I'm just going to list a couple of the other things that I wrote down for me as most important for my time. Grooming. It's something that we just have to do. I have to make sure that I get regular showers and I'm able to wash my face, brush my teeth, things like that. Reading for pleasure. Learning to advance my career, both from the medical aspect as well as from the business aspect. learning about other things. A big thing for me is child rearing right now, since I have a baby and a toddler. Spending my time towards hobbies that I want to experience. So playing games with my kids, being able to go out on date nights with my husband. So I also made a list of things that I don't want to waste my time doing. Scrolling on social media and binge watching TV when it's not intentional. If those things are a planned part of my day as my rest and rejuvenation, the time that my husband and I get to hang out with each other is 1 hour in the evening after the kids go to bed. And if we want to sit on the patio and watch the sunset, great. If we want to watch a TV show that we're currently into, great. But it's planned ahead. And I don't want those things stealing from my time that I have allotted for some of those other things that I listed. A big time waster for me is being hungover. I've decided a long time ago that I do not have days to waste just laying in bed feeling like crap. So that is just a personal choice for me that I have decided. I know what I can have a drink at night, and that's about my limit, or else I wake up with a headache the next day. Not worth it to me, wasting my time. Another huge one is spending time in indecision. Indecision is such a time waster, and just procrastinating on making that decision makes you feel like crap anyway. Learn how to trust your intuition, do what research you need to, and just make decisions quickly and effectively and stop wasting your time. So I want to highlight something that I mentioned, but I want to make sure that you truly understand it, and that is, what is the difference between rest and laziness or wasting time? And that's really the intentionality behind it. I am not saying that you have to cut out TV and your phone and delete all of your social media apps. What I am saying is that you want to be very intentional of, on Saturday afternoon, I get to kick back and relax for 2 hours and do whatever I want. But you've scheduled it ahead of time so that you don't spend 4 hours on the couch not having anything else planned, and all of a sudden it's like half of your weekend is wasted. So go through, do that time audit, spend time, be tedious about it, be very detailed in it, and be very open and honest with yourself of, is this how I want to spend my time? Because time is one of the biggest barriers to people achieving their health goals. I get all of the time that I don't have time to prepare healthy meals. I don't have time to sit down and meditate. I don't have time to exercise. And the truth is, that's not the case. You are just not arranging your schedule and spending your time wisely. So go ahead and do those steps and start being more intentional with how you spend your most precious resource. All right, the second resource that I want to talk about is also the second most important, and that is our energy. When I talk about that, I mean our physical energy as well as our mental energy. So the good news about this resource is that we can increase it. There is a limit to how much energy you can have, of course. My mom and I joke that we're going to figure out a way to bottle my toddler's energy and sell it, because then we would be filthy rich after that. So of course there is a limit to how much energy you can create, but there are ways to create more of it in your life. So first, you want to think about things that create more energy for you. So energy creators. Rest is a huge one. If you are not getting adequate rest, you are going to be dragging, both physically and mentally. I have this all of the time when I'm talking with women that I'm working with, and they are exhausted and they feel so fatigued. And then we do a little bit more questioning and we find out that their sleep is crap. Whether they're not doing proper sleep hygiene, getting to bed on time, making sure the environment is correct, or if they've struggled with chronic insomnia or a secondary sleep issue like restless legs or something like that. And frequently, I have women who have children sleeping in their bed. Their kiddos never got transitioned to their own bed, even when they're turning 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. So I give you permission to say, for the sake of the family, I need to sleep well so I have energy, so everybody's getting kicked out of the bed. Exercise is another huge one. And I think people feel very resistant to this as an idea of it being an energy creator, but it is shown over and over and over again. Regular exercise, although it makes you tired, more fatigued temporarily, increases your energy levels on a long-term basis. So don't give me the excuse that you don't have enough energy to exercise, because I'm just going to tell you to exercise to get more energy. So find a way, manage your time to get it into your daily routine. Along those same lines, making sure you're fueling your body with proper fuel and keeping yourself hydrated are some of the best ways that you can increase the amount of energy that you have. Connection. Connecting with other humans is a beautiful way to increase the amount of energy that you have in your life. You have to be careful with this one. If you're extroverted, you automatically do this. You automatically go connect with people because it does create more and more energy in your life. If you're introverted, like me, that means that you enjoy connecting with people in a kind of lower energy level setting and a more one-on-one setting. And that you understand that big group or high energy settings, so parties, although they're very fun, can be very draining towards your energy. So know which one you are and make sure you're playing into that. And then the next thing is creativity and purpose in life. Think about the last time you got really excited about the possibility of something. Having that purpose and that drive, and it doesn't have to be just career focused. If you have a hobby that you love, if you love volunteering, if your calling in life was to raise your kids and be a stay-at-home parent, you get energy and excitement from that. Lean into that. Make sure you're allotting some of that precious time that you have to cultivate that, to spend some time doing that, and just watch how much your energy increases when you're spending your life in that. So in my opinion, those are the things that really create energy in our life. Now we want to look at things that use up energy in our life. And I want to start first with positive things that we want to put our energy into. So one of the big ones is relationships. It does take so much mental energy to continue to maintain relationships. Sometimes for some of us to form new relationships, but that is something that humans need and humans want. So you want to allot your energy into developing that. And I would also think about it with your relationship with yourself. You really want to work on how you are thinking and viewing yourself just much energy and focus as you allot towards those other important relationships in your life, like your spouse, your kids, your best friends, yada, yada, yada. Doing all of these things for health does take energy, but we want to spend that energy there. If our purpose in life that I was talking about is work, is our career, we want to spend our energy on all those miscellaneous tasks that not necessarily we love, but we know we have to do. Children, we love our children. Yes, but they take a lot of work. That's another place where we want to funnel a lot of our energy into. And then finally, just in general, experiencing life. So the biggest example that comes up for me is travel. It takes a lot of energy to figure out travel. For me personally, there's other people out there who I think can just like go on a whim. That's not the way my brain works. But finding time, scheduling the transportation, getting everything booked, getting our dog sitters booked, all of that does take energy. And actually, the morning that you get up and go travel, it takes a lot of energy, but it's so worth it. Think about all of the other experiences in life that take some energy. So going to things with your kids like the zoo or the museum, those are all things that we want to spend our energy on. So those were the positive energy users. Now I want to talk about the negative energy users, or the energy suckers. Poor diet. I already mentioned, if you eat like crap, you feel like crap, your body doesn't make enough energy. So those are really concentrated, high sugary foods. So think about candy, soda, baked goods, things like that are not going to give you sustained energy. Inadequate sleep is a huge one. Procrastinating. Procrastinating is one of the biggest energy suckers ever. Not only does it waste time, like we talked about, but it also wastes your mental energy because your brain is thinking the whole time, I should be doing this, I should be doing this, but I don't want to, I don't want to. You are spending so much time in this negative energy space that it is draining. You know exactly what I'm talking about when you've had something that you've been putting off and how much excitement and relief you get when you finally do it. So stop procrastinating, stop living in indecision, and save your time and your energy. Overcommitting yourself. So not learning how to say no. Caring about what other adults do. The truth is, we don't really have power over any other adults in the world, right? All we have power over is our actions. So stop giving so much of your time and energy to others and take it back for yourself. And then finally, wishing that circumstances were different. So the ways of the world, yes, it would be lovely if we could change some of them, but we can't. What we can change is our response to them. So stop thinking about the circumstance and start focusing on how you're responding to it. All right, guys, and that brings me to my third resource, and that is money. So money is a very important resource, but I would say compared to time and energy, those are more important. The good thing about money is that it's technically unlimited. The amount of money that you can have as a resource is just limited by the amount of money that you can make. And that truly, you just have to think about it differently. Money is not my area of expertise and is not the focus of my channel, but it is an important part of overall wellness. So do your due diligence when it comes to your money and be very intentional about it. And think about, where are you wasting money? Where are you spending money wisely? And finally, where are you investing? Those are three great questions for you to start thinking about right now to set yourself up for increasing this wonderful resource in the future. And the truth is that health outcomes improve with the higher your income bracket. Not only is it a psychological safety that improves your well-being, but there are physical improvements with having higher money at your disposal because you're able to do the things that you need to stay healthy. Purchase higher quality foods, have access to higher quality care. If you're not financially savvy, find a guru and start learning because this is an important part of your health. Alrighty, guys. You want to know what one of your biggest wasters of time and energy is? That is setting health goals that you're not following through on. Think about how frequently you have said, I am going to lose weight. You make a plan to lose weight, you buy the food, you buy the exercise program, you lose a little bit of weight, and then you stop along the way. How much of your resources went into that just for you to quit? Just to restart again 3 months later. It is the biggest time and energy suck out there. So if you want to get going and actually follow through on your goals, make sure to download my big goal setting and follow through worksheet and framework. You can head over to selfhealingdrashley.com/follow-through. I'll make sure the link is available in the description. Again, please comment below and let me know what your big goals are so that I can tailor my content to helping you achieve them even more. All right, guys, until next time, we'll see you.